No more Elan Vital. No more obvious sexual, sensual, erotic energy. No more natural projection of hot genital and communication of hot genital strivings physically. No more speed. No more skin tightness and texture. I call it skin eroticism. No more magnetism and dynamism naturally, not forged or faked. Now, when you get to be an old man like me, you've got to use symbols, you've got to use forgeries, you've got to use a bullshit maturity, philosophical understanding, the wise old man, and so on and so forth, to substitute for what we've lost, the elan vital, the sexuality, the physical attraction, the magnetism, the dynamism. Now comes someone like a Tony Robbins, whose wife is about what, 25-year younger. He's worth over $500 million. He goes 6'7", 245 or more. Prancing around up and down on that stage. Or Hugh Jackman, 52, 53. Considered old compared to a 20-year-old. But yet they can still act their way and forge the image. Plastic surgeries, performance. But you reach a point where the performance now is a charade. You can't hide it any longer. You're old, the arthritis sets in, the skin, look at my face. The skin sags, it drops, it loses its texture, it thins out. You have old man's look, old man's smell, old man's personality, old man's behavior, old man's presence. Can't get away from it. You're lucky if a woman will call you father figure. A nice old man. That's why it was so foolish for a man like Charlie Rose, Bill O'Reilly, Al Franken, and on and on. Or this other fellow, Wiener, and on, to try to behave in a very reckless, foolish way. What they did from the point of view of the libido theory is normal. But the consequences of their behaviors is devastating because of the age. Because of the age, and they're trying to do it with a much younger woman. And of course they want a younger woman. It's a machismo! They want to capture virility and youth, even though it's forged and faked. What man in his right mind, and I'm thinking of Charlie Rose, I'm thinking about Wiener. What man in his right mind at the age I am 75, would be so foolish? Even though I could make the defense for it predicated on the libido theory, predicated on Kraft von Ebling's writing, Psychopathia Sexualis, predicated on so many facts and personal observations, talking, observing, watching behavior socially, watching at the clubs, watching the energy exchanges, watching the female wile and guile, and the machismo bullshit, which is its counterpart. Roostering, one-upsmanship. Na 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 na, I'm better than you. I remember walking into a club one day, this guy, I walked in, he called my attention. He holds up two fingers in the air. I look, he's got two young women. And he's pointing to them and sticking his chest out to me, and he says, me! Two women! Me! You know what I say in my mind? Asshole. Two-bit asshole. But it's symbolic behavior. And this is my point, you need more and more of that symbolic behavior. Now, it doesn't have to be as crass and gross as in your face as that. That's why these old men that have so much to lose in politics and whatever in professions are willing to risk that, in my opinion, to get confirmed that they still have it, when all it would take is me with my camcorder photographing them in action. And they'll always say to me, get away from me with that camera. I say, why not? Let me show you. Let's look at what you're doing. We can now see the behaviors. I'll film it with your camera, then we'll talk. Then I'll ask you what you think. You'll see that pot belly. You'll see that posture. You'll see the sluggish reactions. And you'll compare it to someone half your age, and you'll know what I'm talking about. There's no place to hide. This can give you the experience to take what I named a Marco step back. A step back. Charlie Rosen, Bill O'Reilly, and that crowd. Step back. Michael Weiner. Step back. And see yourself in the mirror. See what you look like. In my case, when I look in the mirror, I see a short, fat, dumpy little man. I'm only 5'3". I'm bald-headed. The skin on the face is dropping. I have a big, fat, 46-inch apple belly. Big face, gross face. No appearance, no personality. Now, when you talk to a woman socially, she's going to see you in the interview of your life, and it gets even worse when it's an old woman. And they're still behaving that way. If it's a young woman you're going for, I can understand that. Because she has more choice. She has more freedom out there. She is in demand. That's the word. That's the operative term here. She is in demand out there in the arena. And you're not any longer. My point is, we have to be brutally realistic, brutally practical with all this. We're not going to get anywhere if we bull around with the facts. And now you can put yourself, or what I do is put myself in the position where the mirror is always held up to me in the arena, in performance. It's like the Knights of the Mirror in The Man from La Mancha. As Don Quixote goes out on the quest with his faithful companion Pancho Sanchez, the sidekick. His fall guy is Patsy. That he can blame everything on Pancho. And when he goes out, and he's out on a mission to change, to save the world, he's going out on the quest with nothing but a wooden sword. And he's swinging at all kinds of fantasies, dragons, all kinds of demons, evil demons and all that crap. And he's out to set the wrong right. And he meets the Knights of the Mirrors in the broad daylight. They surround him. And the Lord of the Mirrors says to Quixote, name yourself, Quixote. Who are you? What are you, Quixote? And Quixote says to the Lord of the Mirrors, I am Don Quixote. the Lord of La Mancha. I'm on the quest to correct the evils and make them right. I'm on the quest to protect and preserve the absolute good, the honor, the justice, and on with these absolute platitudes. Lord of the Mirrors looks at him. Quixote, look in the mirror, Quixote. I tell you what I see. I see a senile, old, foolish man who says foolish things. Look at yourself, Quixote. Now tell me what you see. And Quixote keeps on fighting. I am Don Quixote. I'm the Lord of La Mancha. Turn around, Quixote, look around, and each knight tells him what they see. They hold a mirror up to him, and he can see how foolish he looks. He's old, he's feeble, he's swinging around with that wooden sword. He has no power in his body, he's not doing anything. He's swording at the wind. You hear what I'm telling you. You hear what I'm saying. Let's get after it.